What is going on, everybody? It is French here, back with the French-Hoock connection. With me is my good friend Andrew Hook.
How are you guys doing?
All right, guys. Today is week in review number 3. We have 2 series to burn through. We have the Detroit series, and we also have the Twin series, which concluded on an absolute thriller last night. But we're going to talk about that towards the end. Run for about 45 to an hour or so, depending on how things go. But I'm ready to get started. How do you feel?
I feel pumped. Let's get this done.
All right, so we went 5-1 over the time span just to clear things out right off the bat. Game 1 against the Tigers, we won 13-0. It was an absolute bash fest. With Garrett Cole on the mound, he went 7 strong, just 2 hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts, some of his best stuff of the season. We were the first team since 1961 with a perfect game bid through 6+ innings in each of 2 consecutive games.
Wow.
That is
unbelievable.
Absolutely ridiculous. That goes back to the Tyone game against the Angels. It was Tyone, right?
Tyone, yep.
Yep. But Cole in his last 4 starts up to this point, he has 2 starts in this video. Mm-hmm. He went 28 innings, 35 strikeouts, just 3 walks, 2.57 ERA, 1.42 FIP, and a 177 opponent batting average in the last 4 starts up to this point. Elvin Rodriguez was the pitcher for the Tigers, 4.1 innings, 11 hits, 10 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. It was found that he was tipping his pitches in the second inning. Donaldson had scouted Elvin when he was on first via the walk. But going into the relief pitching, really not too much to talk about. Manny Benuelos came in and pitched the rest of the game for the Yankees after Cole was taken out. 2 innings, just 1 hit, no walks, no runs, 1 strikeout. That was his major league debut that game.
No, actually, it's his debut for the Yankees because he's played for, if I'm correct, with the White Sox back in 2019, which is crazy to think about. It's been 3 years since this guy pitched.
Well, I mean, part of the reason is like the Yankees, our pitching depth.
Yeah, it's its weakest.
There hasn't been a spot for him, but now there clearly is, and
he's taking advantage of it.
Absolutely, he's a lefty, right?
He is a lefty.
Okay.
Yep.
We have so many lefties in our bullpen.
Oh, I know, it's crazy. I think outside of maybe the Rockies, we probably have the most lefties in a bullpen right now.
And like we also have 2 lefty starters too.
Yep.
We have Cortez and Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, Chapman, Litke, Britton, Banuelos, Wandy Peralta.
Yeah.
Who am I missing here?
Too many lefties to name.
Yeah. JP Sears is a lefty. We have so many lefty pitchers, which honestly, it's not a bad thing.
No.
It's not a bad problem to have.
Exactly, yeah.
You can never have too many lefties.
Not in this day and age, yeah.
But for the Yankees hitting wise, we combined for 4 home runs, 15 hits, and 5 walks.
That's crazy.
Aaron Judge went off 4 for 5, 3 singles, homered in the third off Rodriguez. That was his 20th home run of the season. Second most home runs by a Yankee in their first 50 games. The first was Luke Voigt in the 2020 season.
Luke.
Yep. Jose Trevino also played really well, 2 for 3 with a home run, also in the third inning. He also had a 2-run triple in the inning after that. Hooray, Jose! Gotta love Jose Trevino. He's been an absolute legend this year. I cannot wait to see what his final line's going to look like. Matty Carpenter played. He hasn't played in a couple of days. Is he hurt?
Yeah, he's been off the bench, for the past couple of days. It's because of Giancarlo Stanton coming back.
I know, it's so weird because he was hitting so well. He went 2 for 3 in this game.
Yeah.
He also had to hit a home run off of Rodriguez in the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
He has, is it 4 home runs? I can't remember if he hit one in a later game.
4 home runs, yeah.
He has 4 home runs, 5 hits in 19 at-bats with the Yankees. Pretty solid start, especially if he's just going to be a bench bat.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, the guy, every time he goes up to bat, you kind of expect him to get a home run.
Yeah, almost.
Because 80% of his hits so far this season have been home runs.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Matt Carpenter has one of the smoothest swings I think I've ever seen.
I know.
It just looks effortless when he swings.
Clean.
No batting gloves. Goes up there with the stash. He's absolutely incredible.
I know.
But then last for the Yankees, Anthony Rizzo went 1 for 5. He also had a home run off of Rodriguez. That was his 12th of the year. And now going to the Tigers, not too much to talk about. Miggy went 1 for 4. Scope went 1 for 4. And Tucker Barnhart also went 1 for 4. But honestly, that was game 1. Just an absolute slugfest and a great start by Garrett Cole.
Oh, without a doubt, probably his best start of the season. His stuff was on point. His changeup, his slider, his knuckle curve, even, and his fastball were just extraordinarily good. His cutter, his new developed cutter, going into this year, everything was just on point. He was unhittable.
Yeah.
For the Tigers, and I know that the Tigers, they're not that well, fundamentally sound team, but you gotta give Garrett Cole credit where credit's due. Going 6 perfect is not easy to do.
No, absolutely not. I mean, our rotation has been lights out pretty much all year.
Exactly.
But Cole finally backs another good start. You love to see these out of him because it just feels like, personally, I can't trust Cole whenever he's on the mound.
Really? Yeah.
I really can't because you don't know which Cole you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get this guy, you're going to get former Cy Young, or if you're going to get a guy who's going to give up 3-4 home runs.
Just like last night, but we'll get to that pretty soon. I mean, yeah, no, you're definitely right. You don't know what you're going to get. Are you going to get the guy that's going to hit 12K? Or are you going to get the guy that's going to give up 4 solo shots?
It's very, very nerve-wracking.
He's consistent, consistent, if that makes sense.
Consistently inconsistent.
Inconsistent, exactly, yeah.
Consistently inconsistent. Pretty much has been his whole career, except for his 2019 year with the Astros, where he was just dominant. Yeah, it seemed like every game.
Led the league in ERA
and strikeouts.
Very important to point out, we're not talking about the Erod you're thinking about. We're talking about another Erod on the Tigers. I know that might sound confusing, but there's 2 of them.
Erods.
That's toxic.
That is very toxic, and
because an outside perspective, you're like, oh, Erod, oh, he had a bad. Oh wait, no, it's the young Erod.
Yeah, so. That's what I thought when I first, because I wasn't able to watch the game. I was actually at work that day.
Yep.
I saw the box score. I saw E. Rodriguez. I was like, oh, Eduardo Rodriguez. Why the hell would they let him give up 10 runs? But if he's a prospect, I could see now.
Yeah, he's
trying to just get him game time, I guess.
Yeah, this Elvin Rodriguez, he's a rookie, so there you go.
Well, hopefully he pitches better than he did versus us.
Especially when you are the season high of runs given up in a game, so.
That's not a good look.
Not a great
Not a good look at all.
Not a good look indeed, yeah. Ouch.
Yeah, that was game 1, pretty straightforward. Let's move on to game 2. Before the game, Tim Locastro activated the 40-man, and Giancarlo also activated from the 40-man from his right calf strain.
The G-man.
Something to note, Cody Clemens, Roger Clemens' son, will make his debut with the Tigers in this game. He played in left field. He's not a pitcher, unlike Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket Roger.
So we go to game 2. Yankees ended up winning 3-0. Another fantastic Yankee start. Luis Severino, 7 deep, 1 hit. 1 walk. 10 strikeouts. Everything was on point.
Everything.
For Detroit, Bo Brisky was on the mound. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He retired 10 in a row at one point.
He had a really solid game. I know that, the Yankees won, but for someone like him, he was actually on point as well. So he was kind of under the radar. I know Sevy's performance overshadows his performance, but keep an eye on this kid. He's really good.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard of Bo Brisky before, but I was reading some stuff about him right around game time, and he's actually a pretty high prospect.
He
has been.
He's a top 5 prospect for the Tigers.
Yeah.
And there's endless amounts of Tiger prospects for them right now. I mean, Torkelson, is that his name?
Torkelson.
Yeah, Torkelson, and then there's a couple of pitching prospects, but Tigers looking good for the future. I'm not gonna lie.
You never know. The thing with prospects is you never really know who's gonna hit.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it helps to have a bunch of them.
Yeah. Without a doubt, because it's just kind of like throwing stuff at the wall. Something's got to stick, right?
Yeah. Something has to. If you have 10, of the top 30 prospects in the MLB, at least one of them's probably gonna hit.
At least, decent. Especially one of them being the number 1 overall pick in Torkelson. So yeah.
Torkelson's supposed to be a monster. That's the one I'm most excited to see.
He's already got the slugging down in the majors, which is crazy. He's got to get that batting average up, and he's got to be very patient in the plate.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem with a lot of the prospects nowadays. I feel like college is just so different. You go up there and you swing at everything.
Oh yeah.
When you get to the majors, though, it's very, very different. So I think a lot of guys have to adapt.
Yeah,
to that.
You got to approach the plate way differently in the MLB than in the college because
even the minors.
Completely
different.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So moving on to the relief pitching here, Michael King had a solid game, which honestly was the first time in a while up to this point. Pitched an inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. And then Clay Holmes came in for the inning after for the 9th. Another shutdown inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. The wiffle ball stuff. Clay Holmes is just ridiculous. I mean, we don't really need to say too much more on that.
Enter Clay Holmes.
Enter Clay Holmes. For Detroit, Jason Foley came in, pitched a scoreless inning with a strikeout.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joe Jimenez came in for just 1 out. He got 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, no strikeouts. And Andrew Chafin closed the game out for the Tigers in the bottom of the 8th.
Yep.
Not really closed it out, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Got the other 2 outs, no hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And then for the Yankees, hitting-wise, Aaron Judge 1 for 3 with a homer in the first inning off of Brisky. On the first pitch, he was leading off that day, wasn't he? Yep. He was leading off. First pitch of the game, crushed a home run. 21st of the season, first career leadoff home run.
Interesting fact, too.
Very interesting fact. I mean, it makes sense, though. Someone his size and with his power should not be leading off.
No.
But we've seen it time and time again. Judge is just throwing all these random things this year, and he's knocking them out of the park. Like, just playing pretty much every day in center field, it almost seems.
Pretty much, yeah.
And he's playing fantastic out there.
Oh, without a doubt. He's looking like the perfect baseball player. Big, strong arm, can slug it, he can hit, he can put the ball on the field. Yep. Just a perfect baseball player. And
runs the bases well. He scores a lot of runs. I think he's our leading run scorer, actually.
Yes.
He's got to be.
Oh, without a doubt. Especially with the amount of home runs he's hitting.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. So then, a few innings later, Anthony Rizzo went 1 for 4 in the day. He hit a home run in the 6th inning, also on the first pitch. Starting to heat up again after a long drought in May. His April was absolutely ridiculous. May's been rough, but that was his 13th home run of the season. Back-to-back games for the Yankees, Judge and Rizzo home run.
Interesting fact.
Yes. Giancarlo Stanton in his, welcome back game. He went 1 for 4, had a double. It says here, Castro tried to make a play, but hit the wall, which got Stanton the double.
Yeah.
But we'll take anything that we can get.
Yeah. He just, misplayed the field for some really weird reason, so he kind of, went up and then, was like, oh, crap, I gotta go back, and he misplayed it badly. It didn't count as an error, surprisingly enough.
And we had a couple of those on the opposite end of things for Stanton in Game 2 versus Minnesota. We will talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Josh Donaldson scored the 3rd run in for the Yankees by a sac fly bringing Higgy. That was in the 8th. And he also had an incredible catch in the 3rd. Sun was against him, and he caught it, behind his head.
It was crazy.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh.
I was like, OG Josh Donaldson, former Gold Glover, what?
What? No
what?
way.
What? Whiskey. Tequila.
Vodka.
Joey Gallo. 3 Ks.
You gotta say Joey Gallo's name like that.
3 strikeouts, 2 swinging, 1 looking, though. That was not a great game for Gallo, but it might look like he's starting to heat up. We will see.
He might get his redemption arc.
Yeah.
You look awesome.
For Detroit in that game, too, the only hit of the entire game was Miguel Cabrera. And let me say, it was a play that could have, been fielded.
Yeah.
It was hit very, very hard. I think it was, over 105 off the bat or something like that.
Yeah.
Right to IKF. And he kind of, moved out of the way, and it bounced off his glove.
Yeah. Kind of just like what you see in that animation in MLB The Show. I swear to God, that's what it looked like. And he's just like, whoop, damn.
Yeah.
But, I mean, was it catchable and playable? I think so, but,
I think so, too.
I think it was just it came at him so fast to the point where he couldn't really make his judgment because of where he was on the field.
Here's the thing. They scored the play a hit.
Yeah.
They didn't score it in an error.
Right.
It was definitely a play that should have been made.
Definitely.
What does this look like going forward in terms of, are we just going to not call errors because a ball is hit really hard? I feel like that's a play that you need to make. It's different if he had to die for it, but he didn't. It was right at him. He didn't have to move, really.
There was a hit earlier from Giancarlo Stanton in this game where he hit 112 miles per hour. And
Baez made the play.
And Baez made the play, yeah. So if he can make the play.
No, it's not routine.
It's not routine, but it's possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if Baez can make the play, why can't someone like IKF, who
right.
is a very high caliber defender himself as well?
He's been sort of on and off this year at shortstop.
No, you're right.
He's definitely more of a third baseman, but Yankees brought him here to play shortstop. He hasn't quite adapted yet. He's shown some greatness for sure, but
yeah,
definitely inconsistent over there. Almost giving me like Gleyber Torres vibes. I feel like they were almost one and the same in terms of their play.
It's weird, yeah, because you when you think of defense, you think IKF is the better guy, but they look like
very similar.
No
one's talking about it.
I know, it's really weird. And is he disappointing? No, not really. I think he's just been bad, and he's been batting pretty well. He hasn't had a home run all year, which that's even a surprise part. He hasn't had a home run all year, but that's not why he came in. He came in for the defense.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how many errors he has this year.
I think 6. I think 5.
I think that might be right. Sorry, guys. Brief break here. I'm looking up something on baseball reference. Errors.
By the way, best.
He has 6 errors this season. Only a .966 fielding percentage.
Yeah.
What's the other stat?
Which, by the way, baseball reference, best website ever.
What is the runs save or something like that?
It's got to be pretty high up there.
I'm not too sure. But this is a guy that's won a Gold Glove over at third base.
Yeah. And he's making Torres look better than when he's really...
6 errors this early. I mean, it's not bad, but that's probably like 30th percentile this year. Like, that's not great.
Fun fact, he actually takes up the majority of errors from the Yankees because the Yankees...
Our defense has been amazing.
Yeah. And the thing is, going before the game last night, we only had 12 errors. He had half of those.
And he had half of them.
Half.
Absolutely
That's
wild.
a big chunk for one guy.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So that'll do it for game 2. After that IKF trash session for no reason.
Sorry, IKF.
I'm sorry, bro.
We love you, dude.
We love you, though.
We love you.
This is game 3 versus Tigers, the Peacock game.
The Peacock game.
Why?
Did you spend $5 in this game?
No. Did you?
I did.
You're a loser.
Listen, okay? If you're at home and it's not on the Yes Network, you gotta justify the means, okay?
Here's my problem. Oh, my God. Why? Why do you need to put it on all these networks? Like, I understand. It's all for money.
Right.
People got to get paid. I understand
And
that.
cable's dying. We get it.
Cable is dying. I understand. But why not make a universal streaming app for, like, sports or something like that? Just one thing you have to buy. I have to go to freaking Peacock, Apple TV, Amazon. Netflix is probably going to get in on it soon. HBO Max. Like, I'm going to be spending more on all these streaming services just to watch the games than I would for just cable.
For real.
And it's awful.
Watch it be like,
I'm pissed off as a sports fan because that's really the only thing that I watch.
Yeah.
I don't watch a ton of like shows. Like I watch Disney Plus shows because I'm a nerd, but
yeah. But like this is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like why not just like I talked to you about this and like other friends. Why not if you're gonna showcase it, why not make it free on that day?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that was like the first Peacock game, wasn't it?
It was. It was the very first Peacock game of the year.
If you want to draw consumers in, don't be like, yeah, you can watch it, but you have to pay. Be like, all right, this is our first
Need
game.
a little money.
This is our first game.
Yeah.
You can come in for free and watch this game, but after that, you're gonna have to pay for it. We hope you like it. That would be so much better. But instead, they're like, nah, you gotta pay for this game. It's like that's bogus.
It's really stupid.
That is awful. And think about what this is gonna do to like bars.
Oh, dude.
Like that pay for like DirecTV. They can't show the games. That's half the reason they draw a crowd.
Right? Yeah. No, without a doubt. It's just, it's frustrating as a fan.
I am
because you want to be able to watch your team play at any given time. Now you gotta get ESPN Plus. Now you gotta get Hulu. Now you gotta get this, and now you gotta get that. You know.
I would almost be okay like if Yes were to do a thing where they pay for the streaming services and they broadcast these games universally through like through their Yes app.
Yeah. Funny enough.
And then you pay for the Yes app.
Funny enough, I have the Yes app right here. Like anytime I'm at work or like anywhere else, I have it streaming because I'm hooked up to Spectrum.
Yeah.
But like you said,
they should hook up to the other streaming services, and I'm okay like paying the Yes app. If the Yes app was like, okay, give me $50 for the season or something like that, you get all the games no matter what they're on. That's what should happen. That's what should happen. It's ridiculous that you have to buy all these because we're talking about hundreds of dollars.
Oh,
to just pay for all of these like 5 different streaming services.
It's ridiculous.
It is awful, and then cable on top of it.
Yeah. Enough of the rant.
Yeah.
About getting ripped off. Let's move on to baseball.
Yeah, let's go on to baseball. We're 20 minutes deep. This is Game 3 versus the Tigers.
Breaking news.
Miguel Andujar was sent down to Scranton. That was his final option.
Yep. And now he requests a trade afterwards. Do you blame the guy?
I don't. I really don't. He deserves better.
Yeah, I mean, when a guy like Joey Gallo or like a guy that's like discredit to Stan, a guy that gets hurt, and you got other guys as well, and you're batting 263, and you're getting on base, and you get set down, you kind of go, I'm through with this organization.
Yeah, and not only that, but a lot of Andujar's outs were hard hit. He was making very good contact this year. He was looking like
the 2019 Andujar.
Yeah.
He's looking like the guy that he got brought up with Torres.
No, absolutely. I completely agree with you. He led the league in doubles that year, didn't he?
He did. Yeah. Became an all-star, too.
Yeah. It was very sad to see that he was sent down and then requested a trade, but I don't blame him.
No.
I, at the very least, hope that his success this year is enough to draw a decent offer so we can at least get something that can help out right now.
I've seen packages of like him and with like getting a guy like Whit Merrifield, which I don't see the Yankees getting Whit Merrifield anytime soon. Like I think we have a good team as it is.
I wouldn't mind the ultimate utility guy though. I feel like Whit Merrifield is a guy that every team in the MLB could use though.
Without a doubt.
Because he can play like every position but catcher.
I know.
So I mean that's an upgrade over Marwin, if you think about it.
Oh, without a doubt.
And Marwin plays twice a week probably.
Maybe on a good week, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean I think Whit Merrifield could help.
He would, yeah, but it's just that what's the spot for him on this Yankee team? Like, where is he gonna play? Is he gonna play shortstop, where IKF is at right now? Is he gonna DH for someone from the outfield? Like, not DH, but like take a spot from the outfield. So it's like, oh, Stan, you gotta play DH or someone or Gallo play. It's really hard to really decipher that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say him or maybe a bullpen guy. Like, I know our bullpen's been great, but I think we still need one more piece. A righty. I almost want to say trade Andujar and get a guy like Kimbrel or someone like that. Bring in like a seasoned vet.
Yeah.
Just like right-handed.
Guy that knows what he's doing.
Somehow pull in like Liam Hendricks or something. Like, I know that would never happen.
No, obviously not. I mean, a lot of speculation. We don't know, where Andujar. We all know that he's gonna be out by New York by the time the deadline comes.
Yeah, but he is holding out.
I don't blame him.
He's not playing any games in Scranton and hasn't.
Well, good for him. I mean,
it's a lot of integrity.
When you're you have 41 at bats and you're batting 268, you shouldn't be sent down.
Yeah,
plain and simple.
I think. So normally I'm one to get pissed off at players for like holding out or requesting trades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of the times it's for money, but in this case, he's come up multiple times. He's proved himself.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, our roster is too deep. So yeah, he wants to go somewhere else. And I think he's requesting a trade, like his agent said, because of inconsistent opportunity, which is true.
It's true. No.
He has not had a consistent opportunity with the Yankees since 2019.
Yeah.
I mean, if he never got injured, he probably would be our starting third baseman now. Probably would never traded for IKF and Donaldson.
Yeah, I think if he never tore that ACL back in 2019, we're talking about a completely different story.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we would say like Judge, Andujar, Torres, like all these guys are our future. You know, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. So it's very sad, but I hope we can send Andujar somewhere where he is able to prove himself.
Yeah, I mean he gets an opportunity, a fair opportunity, nonetheless.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of. I've been trying to think of teams like where we could send him.
That's for another topic, honestly. I think once he gets traded, it's just kind of like, that is what it is.
Moving on to this game 2 here after a couple of rants. We went into extras in 10 innings. We ended up winning the game 5-4. Starting wise, Jordan Montgomery went 6.1 deep, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. And Ronnie Garcia for the Tigers went 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 4 Ks. In relief for the Yankees, Clark Schmidt came in for an inning.
Schmitzy.
Gave up a run off of 1 hit, 1 walk, and a strikeout. Miguel Castro for the Yankees had a blown save, 0.2 innings, 2 hits, a run, no walks, and a strikeout. Mm-hmm. Wandy Peralta, on the other hand, pitched a scoreless inning. No strikeouts, but he had zeros across the board, which is always great.
Yeah.
Season ERA is now to 1.97.
Below 2. Another guy from the bullpen that's ERA is below 2. That's crazy.
Very under the radar, Wandy's been. I feel like
he gets he's the most underappreciated player on our roster. I feel like I feel like he doesn't get enough recognition. I really do.
I think so too.
Yeah, because when you think of
no one ever talks about Wandy really.
I know, I love Wandy.
I know, I do too. He's been super consistent this year, which is weird because I feel like in the past he's always been a guy like, oh, they have to bring in Wandy because no one else can pitch.
Right.
But why aren't we saying, can we bring in Wandy to pitch?
Yeah, I know, right? But you know what's funny? He reminds me of the guy that just started in this game, Gumby. He's not the flashiest player, but he gets the job done. And he does a really good job at doing it as well. Which, hey, we'll take it.
I think Wandy is great because he has a lot of movement on his fastball.
He does.
Which, it's not overpowering because it's not crazy fast. I think it's like, 95 to 97, somewhere in there. His two-seamer or sinker.
Yeah. Yep, it is around that range.
But I think the Yankees pitchers have all adapted, gotten a sinker or a cutter or a combination of both.
Two-seamer as well.
And they're learning that now that they have a defense behind them, they can pitch to contact. And I think that's why our pitching has been so great this year.
Oh, without a doubt.
They're pitching to contact, but because the pitch is moving so much, no one can barrel us up. Like, I feel like we got to have one of the lower barrel percentages in the league in terms of our pitching staff.
It's got to be top 3, at least.
It's a lot of soft contact that these guys are coming in and getting. We don't strike a ton of guys out. We do strike out guys, but nothing crazy. Like, Wandy doesn't have a ton of strikeouts.
Right.
Schmidt and Castro only had one strikeout each.
And even Holmes, too. Like, we talk about his .33 ERA, but he's a guy, too, that he's not about the strikeout as well. He's more about the guy that gets the ground out and makes sure that the defense makes the play.
Well, how do you make solid contact on that pitch?
On a wiffle ball crap, yeah.
We're talking, we have a sinker and a slider starting the same, and right at the end, they're like,
yoink.
Like,
have fun.
Good luck.
Good luck. Have fun. Go to the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last guy to pitch for the Yankees was Michael King. Struck out the side.
My King.
Closed the game out. He's been so on and off, but he's starting to look like he's coming back, though.
He's coming back like he was back in April. You could see, if you saw the game, his clue ball was there. And you're probably wondering, like, what is he talking about? What's a clue ball? It's a slurve. It's the pitch that Corey Kluber
coined.
Yep, he coined the phrase. It's the combination of a slider and a curve. It goes like this. And his Kluber's influence to the team influenced guys like King to add in their repertoire. And now King took advantage of that opportunity, and look where he's at right now.
Yeah. Starting to become like a bullpen staple for us, and hopefully he continues this sort of success. I don't know if he's going to strike out the side every time, but
no. But like, it's good. It's great to see guys like King and Schmidt, who were originally brought up to be not originally brought up, but like when being drafted, were originally starters.
Yeah.
I hope they accept the role of being the relief guy.
I think they're starting to embrace it.
Yeah, I think so too, and they're doing a great job at doing that.
Absolutely. Alex Lang pitched for Detroit, 1.2, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. And Michael Fulmer out of the bullpen, 1.1, 0 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Another former starter is in the bullpen.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. And he's doing a great job too, Michael Fulmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's looked much better out of the bullpen. Like, he was a high prospect. He had a decent year as a starter when he came up, and then he just struggled after that. Has like a 6 ERA or something.
5-6 ERA.
Like,
and then
awful. And now he's in the bullpen doing fine.
Yeah, he revitalized his career, and now he's looked at as one of the best long relief pitchers in the league.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Don't be surprised though if he's talked about in trade rumors too.
Fulmer?
Don't be surprised, man.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I just don't think the Tigers are really selling right now. I think they're kind of waiting for guys to come up.
They're trying to see what their pieces are for the future and all that. But it wouldn't shock me if like a guy like him, like let's say next year, is like talked about in trade talks. And
I would say next year.
Yeah.
Not this year.
Not this year, yeah.
And then the last guy for Detroit was Gregory Soto, 1.1, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 strikeouts. Definitely one of the better relievers in all of baseball, lefty.
Oh, yeah.
But didn't pitch all that great in this game. He did get a couple of strikeouts, but giving up that run, I think that was the game-winning run, wasn't it?
It was a game. Yep, it is.
So hitting wise for the Yankees, IKF, who were just crapping on, 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Judge went 1 for 5 with a single. He sort of cooled down after his back-to-back days with a homer. 2 strikeouts for him in the game. Unfortunate. Anthony Rizzo 1 for 4 with a single. Josh Donaldson 1 for 4 with a double in the second inning. Scorched it to Candelario, who couldn't make the play. Who actually left after that play
he
happened.
got injured. Yeah. Taking up the third inning, right? If I remember correctly. It was like
I think so.
It was really early in the game, but yeah, he was taken out.
Yeah. But later in the game, Josh Donaldson had the sac fly to bring in Judge for the Dubs. That was cool. Gleyber Torres went 1 for 3. And then Joey Gallo went 1 for 3 with a home run.
Finally.
First in a while. His 6th home run of the season. His last homer was May 15th against the White Sox. That was a long drought for Joey Gallo. That's way too many days without a home run for someone who's coined for hitting home runs.
Exactly, yeah.
And then DJ LeMahieu drew a walk when the bases were loaded to bring home Torres in the 7th inning. Attaboy, DJ.
La Machine. There you
go. Miguel Cabrera, we're going to the Tigers now. 3 for 4, 3 singles and a walk. Had the game-tying RBI single in the 8th inning. But that pitch wasn't even close to the strike zone. Not even close.
God.
It was way inside, and Miguel Cabrera.
How does he do it, man?
Miguel Cabrera is the best hitter of the 2010s.
Not even the 2010s. Probably like this century alone. I mean, this guy.
I'd say Albert Pujols, and then Miguel Cabrera.
I'd say so too. Yeah, because Pujols was like is so easy.
Pujols was absolutely ridiculous.
In his prime, he was just nobody touched him at all.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about he was so dominant, where he got traded to the Angels in what 2012, 2013.
He signed as a free agent.
Right.
Yep.
When was that though? Was it
2012? I think.
It
was after the World Series in 2011 against the Rangers.
We're talking about a guy who didn't do anything from 2012 to a guy that's still playing now. So he's played 10 years after his Cardinals stint, where he's maybe got like a 270 batting average.
Yeah.
But he's still like almost has 700 home runs. Like, that's how dominant he was with the Cardinals, is what I'm trying to say. And he hasn't honestly been that great since he went to the Angels and now back with the Cardinals.
You know what's so crazy? I saw this stat like weeks ago, right, about Pujols. He had a career 300 batting average, right? Like, until last year. That's how long it took for him to be below 300 career.
And those were not very good seasons with the Angels, though. No. That's how high his batting average was before that.
It was at like 325. Yeah. It was ridiculous. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah. One of the greatest hitters of all time, without a doubt.
Definitely up there. If he continues to play, and he got a double last night. I was looking at the box scores.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts. All right. Anyways, he's not a Yankee. We can't talk about him. Not that we have any obligations to talk about just the Yankees. But, let's see here. Javi Baez, 2 for 4 with a double that sent Miggy home in the 4th with 39-year-old partners. Love the note. He had an RBI single that ate up Rizzo to be the go-ahead run. And then Daz Cameron went 2 for 4 with a single that brought Baez home in the 4th. And also Will Castro made a phenomenal throw to get DJ out at third.
That was
the third
an awesome
inning.
play.
That was the one where DJ...
He rounded
a double, right?
Yeah, he got the double. So he rounded it to second to get to third, and Castro saw it. He's like, all right, I'm going to... That was an absolute dart.
That was nuts. I think I watched, like, sort of up to that point. I didn't finish the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't have too much to say about the Tiger series. I mean, those are games that we should win.
Oh, that's really it. Yep, and we get the broom for this series, and those are the teams you got to beat.
Well, Detroit needs more than a broom, let's be honest.
They're not looking great right now, but their future is definitely promising. So keep an eye on them for the AL Central when the Twins and like the other teams start to dwindle down. Maybe like I'll say 2024 around there. That's 25. I think that's when you'll start to see maybe the Tigers will be like maybe not contenders, but definitely first or second in the AL Central. So keep an eye on them.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think that's a fair assumption.
Yeah, promising future for them.
So we are moving on to the more, I guess exciting series. This one against the Twins, who is probably going to be wild card contenders again this year.
Maybe.
Or maybe not, though. They might win the division.
They're currently first in the division right now. I think they're like 4 games ahead, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think the White Sox are starting to digress a little bit, so I think the Twins might be able to take them over.
Yeah, I mean, they did have the best offseason, the Twins. Bringing in Sonny Gray, Carlos Correa.
Definitely.
I mean, keep an eye on the Twins, man.
I mean, this is probably a preview of something we're going to see in October or November.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like we play the Twins in the playoffs like every single year. We always play really good games with them.
I know.
Dating back to one of the craziest games I think I've ever watched. I think it was 2019, the Aaron Hicks game.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He had a home run. He had a diving catch. It was absolutely ridiculous. But that just goes to show like how well we play the Twins.
I know.
It seems like every game is like against the Twins.
Every time it's the Twins, it's like must-see TV pretty much for the Yankees.
It almost seems like they're a division rival at this point. Like we play them a lot. Like I feel like more than any other team outside of our division almost.
And even though like the Yankees dominate them every time we see them. Well, not dominate, but like
they're close games.
They're close games, but also like we've always had the upper advantage over them as well.
So game 1, we won 10-4. It was our 7th straight win. But the starting rotation finally came back down to earth. J-Mo went just 4 innings, gave up 9 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. This is a guy that's almost looking like a Cy Young. But this was definitely his worst appearance of the season. And then Cole Sands pitched for Minnesota, 3.2, 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. In relief for the Yankees, Licky to Peralta to Marinaccio. They went, 5 innings after Tyone. Didn't give up a run, didn't walk anybody, gave up 3 hits, 1 each. And then had 4 strikeouts total, including 3 from Marinaccio. For Minnesota, Juan Minaya came in, pitched an inning, gave up a run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Absolutely bonkers inning. He's one of their highest pitching prospects, I think, Juan Minaya. He's like their only guy in the bullpen.
I know. It's pretty nuts, dude. I mean, they got Yanier Cano as well. No relation to Robinson Cano, by the way.
Yeah.
He's one of their young studs, but he's not as highly touted as the other guy we just mentioned, Minaya. But he is, dude. He's got some pretty nasty stuff.
How are you gonna pitch an inning, give him a hit and 3 walks, and then strike out 3 batters? What is that? What are we doing here?
Deception is key in baseball.
It truly is. Speaking of Cano, who we just talked about, he came in for 1.1, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. And then Tyler Duffy came in for an inning, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, and a walk with 2 Ks. Trevor McGill came in for 2, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Hitting wise, everyone in the lineup got a hit. You get a hit. You get a hit. You get a hit. Everyone gets a hit. Nice, by the way.
Thank you.
4 hits, 9 walks. 9 walks! 3 homers out of 50 plate appearances. Absolutely wild offensive day.
Wow.
Judge went 2 for 5 with a single and skips the homer day off and gets another homer here.
And in his case for AL MVP.
22nd of the year. He's absolutely ridiculous, guys.
I know.
Best season of his career by far, it almost seems, and he was already good. We're not certainly expecting this at all, but he has shown no signs of digression at all.
Is it fair to say we expect him to play like this for the rest of the year? 315 batter?
At this point, yeah.
On pace to get 50 homers?
I mean, he is looking like Frank Thomas.
It's utterly insane.
Of this year's age, but he's a way better defender and he's faster. I don't really know how to describe
He's more athletic.
Yeah.
He's more Frank Thomas, he was athletically gifted too, but Judge on the other hand, he's just more well-rounded than Frank the Tank.
Well, I think the reason I compare him to Frank is because both of their swings are just effortless. They're both big guys. Frank was 6'5", 280 or something like that.
Yeah.
Absolute beast. One of my favorite players of all time, and I didn't really have the chance to watch him, but I just love...
He was just built different.
Yeah.
Dude.
But yeah, Frank Thomas, he is a big guy who hits a lot of home runs, but he's more of a contact guy, but hits home runs because of his size.
Yes.
That's why I compare Judge and Frank Thomas, and they're very alike. And if Judge, I think he's upped his discipline. I think he's upped his contact. He can put the ball anywhere on the field. Plain and simple.
Yep. Whole field tendency.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm so excited for the season for Judge.
I know. I hope he gets the MVP, man.
I hope he gets the MVP, a ring, and a contract extension.
And a payday.
Moving on. DJ LeMahieu, 3 for 4, 3 singles, 2 walks. 2020 DJ vibes in this game.
It is.
It seemed like one of those games where, like, he wasn't going to get out, but then he did and in his last at-bat.
Yeah, this was vintage DJ for me.
I hope he starts to turn things around. If he ends up this year with, like, a 285 to 290 batting average, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Started off very, very slow. We're probably not going to get a 330 DJ again.
380. Remember that
That was
what he was
season, though.
I know, but like 380, that's never gonna be done ever again. I'm sorry.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Which, by the way, he got his 1500th hit of his career this game. Good.
That's pretty amazing stuff. Good for DJ. Hopefully he can double that and get to 3,000. That would be cool.
That'd be
But he's sort of old. I think he's 32?
He's 31.
31?
Yeah. He's got time.
Definitely got time, but he's got to get back to that form, and I hope he does.
Maybe not 2024, but a good form nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely. Anthony Rizzo went 1 for 6. He had a 3-run homer in the 7th inning to make the game wide open.
Wide open. It was a bomb, too.
He's on a 5-game hitting streak up to this point. 3 homers during that time span. And then Giancarlo Stanton with a Stantonian blast. Crushed it.
Absolutely smoked it. I think it was close to the third deck, if I'm not mistaken. It just missed it.
I don't think I think the distance was like 447. I don't think that did that ball justice.
Well, you gotta remember, like, Twin Stadium is structured differently, so it's like this with the seats, because you know how like seats go like this.
Well, I think they based it off like the metrics, like the exit velo, the launch angle. I think that's it, though, in terms of like how far it goes.
I guarantee you, if it was any other stadium, that's 480.
Oh, that was absolutely crushed. And it's funny because like he went kind of like this because he couldn't see it, but it's like, dude, how do you not know that that's 500 feet the other way? What do you mean, like, you can't find it? Just run.
You've done this so many times throughout your career.
How do you not have that feeling? Speaking of that, 52 home runs of 440 plus feet. So he's not new to this.
Yeah.
That's since 2015. Most in the MLB. Giancarlo, one of the best power hitters of all time.
He's just special.
All time. He's had a great season, though. We haven't really talked about it.
I know.
He's in like 270 still after a slump and an injury.
He was at like 300 at one point.
He was at 300 at one point. We'll see if he can get back to it. He's maybe taking notes from Judge. I think I've seen both of them this year. Our 2 best hitters, our 2 power guys that have learned that, I don't have to swing that hard. Yeah. But I can focus on putting the ball in play, and it's just going to go 100 off the bat.
I swear, every time Judge or Stan are on the bench, you just see one of them like talking together.
They're
like,
one of the same.
They're one of the. They really are same height, same like built.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
For Minnesota, Jorge Polanco went 4 for 5 with a single and an RBI double in the 3rd. Luis Arias went 2 for 4 with 2 singles. He
is on a whole new level.
I love watching Luis Arias. He's one of my favorite hitters in the league for sure.
Yeah.
Just a contact guy. Gets a few home runs here and there. He did hit one last night. I'm going to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But Luis Arias, the highest batting average in the league right now.
On base.
Just a natural hitter.
On base percentage as well. Leads both of those categories. Yeah. And I don't think he's not going to slow down anytime soon, I don't think.
He seems like just a naturally gifted hitter.
Just makes it look so easy.
Absolutely. Moving on, Gio Urshela 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Gary Sanchez 0 for 5 in his revenge game against New York.
Ouch. Not quite a revenge
rough.
game. Not quite the revenge game. But first time the Yankees have faced Gio Urshela and Gary Sanchez.
Yep.
Pretty weird. It's pretty weird.
It is weird seeing him in that uniform.
It's pretty weird seeing him with a beard.
Yeah, Gary with a beard was cursed. I hated it.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, I really don't have too much to say about Game 1 other than, again, another bash fest. But not a great start, but the bullpen came in and cleaned things up.
Yep, and Rocco Benelli got thrown out in the 7th inning for a...
the catcher's interference.
Interference and thrown out of the game. But at that point, it was already a lost game.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. But flip side of that, we're going to Game 2. Not so great. This is going to be fast.
Very fast.
We lost 8-1. Nestor. Not so nasty this game.
Definitely not his best game of this year.
But I will say, I don't blame it completely on Nestor. I think things could have ended so much better for him. So don't count him out after this game. Don't say he's come back down to earth.
No.
This game is a Mickey Mouse game for him, and I'm going to talk about why.
Mickey Mouse.
He's 5-2 on the year. He got the loss, 4.1 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned, 3 Ks, 2 home runs. He's still at 196 though. The guy's fine.
He's okay. Yeah. I mean, do you expect pitchers to come in and out every game to be perfect?
No.
Exactly. Every pitcher is going to be prone of having a game like this. So let's tone down the banter of Cortes being down back to earth.
Well, here's my thing, right? The defense, I was going to save this for the end, but the defense in this game for the Yankees was absolutely terrible. Most specifically, Stanton.
Yeah.
Stanton, this was his first game in right field in over a month.
Yeah.
So maybe you can give him that excuse, but at the same time, no.
You're an MLB player.
There were 3 balls that he could have made the play on that he didn't, and they all resulted in runs. I think Nestor would have had another average start for himself had Stanton made those plays. Obviously, you can't make every play.
Without a doubt.
But one was a double for Urshela. It was off the wall. Stanton kind of stopped and let it hit the wall when he could have just run to the wall and caught it. Misplayed that.
Yeah.
Another one was in the right center field gap. It was off his glove because he took a bad route to it. And then the third one was a pop, again, by Gio Urshela down the first base line. And it landed, but he slid and again right off the glove.
Just misplayed it.
Just misplayed those 3 balls, and they all resulted in runs.
Yeah.
Feel bad for Nestor, but he's just there to play baseball, man. I guarantee he doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, if you saw Nestor after he was pulled, he was thinking, but honestly, at the end of the day, he's not that type of guy to get mad at someone. He's more about what he did wrong more than
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
He'd take the blame, but outside looking in, I blame this game on Stanton.
Yeah.
It was not good.
But we're all prone to have bad games.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, we have the best record in the majors right now.
Yeah, we were the first team to get to 40 wins, which that's what happened in this game. So,
fun fact, after the win last night, we could play 50-50 ball the rest of the year and win 100 games.
That's utterly
playing 50-50 ball, meaning we lose 50% of the games from here on out, we'll still win 100 games. That's how dominant this team is.
Yeah.
So relax.
41-15.
Yeah.
That's utterly insane.
Dude, I can't get over it.
No. Best team we've ever seen?
I mean, in my lifetime, yes.
Better than 2019?
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt.
Carcion, Tachman, all those guys, Cameron Maben, and
definitely.
Utterly ridiculous, man.
I mean, they're starting to look like that 98 Dream Team.
They really are. With the Sports Illustrated cover with Steinbrenner.
Yep.
That's insane.
They're starting to look like that team. Don't want to jinx anything, obviously, but I think even if they have a slump, they built themselves this cushion.
They need to do that picture again. They really do.
With Nestor,
Cole, J-Mo,
yep,
everyone, and then have Boone on the center because us being out here, Hale, Steinbrenner, I don't like him. I don't.
Or Cashman.
Yeah,
Cashman doesn't talk to the players, guaranteed.
Oh, he gives them the what's that guy's name from Moneyball?
The Billy
Bean, yeah.
Billy Bean.
Give him that treatment. Yeah, just I'll do my thing, you do your thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris Archer for Minnesota, he got the win, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. He had a good mix of off-speed and fastballs in the game, actually.
Yeah, it's funny. Chris Archer, he's
normally a slider guy. He throws a lot of sliders.
I know that we haven't talked about him because for the past years because he hasn't looked like himself, like the Cy Young stuff we saw in Tampa, but he's looking like he's making a resurgence in his career.
Yeah, I mean,
he's reviving it.
I mean, Minnesota is definitely the place to do it because their pitching is awful. So if he's going to have a resurgence, it would want to be for a team that even if he pitches poorly, he can still have a spot.
He still has a spot, but he's doing it it's weird because he's having a solid season.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get his number called in other teams.
You never know. Here's something to talk about, though. Tampa Bay. I feel like they have a lot of pitching prospects over the years.
Yeah.
Starting with Price. After that, Chris Archer sort of came up after that.
Yep.
Shortly after, Blake Snell. Now he's over in San Diego, not pitching great, but
yeah.
Tyler Glasnow. He's another guy. He's hurt right now. He just had Tommy John, but he's one of the best pitchers in the league when he's healthy.
Now Shane McKillop.
And now Shane McKillop. How do they keep pulling these guys?
They're good. They're good at
Tampa Bay is probably the best like low market team of like the past 10 years.
Oh, easily. And not just for baseball, but like across the 4 major sports.
Absolutely. I mean, their scouting is incredible.
They're the modern day Oakland A's, Moneyball.
They are. They literally are.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're making World Series without a payroll. Like
that's not even close to the Yankees.
No.
Like I guarantee you the Yankees made like 5 times as not even 5 times, like 7 times as much as the Rays did. And the Rays went to the World Series, and they beat them in the ALDS that year when they went to the World Series.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
A little side tangent there, but needed to be said. Relief pitching. Clark Schmidt, Manny Banuelos combined for 3.2 innings. And Schmidt gave up 3 hits, 4 earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. ERA went from 1.72 to 3.63.
Schmitty.
Tough game for Clarky. Clark. Manny Banuelos pitched 2 innings. Gave up just 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 0 earned runs in his first 2 appearances this year.
Wow.
You'd love to see that. For Minnesota, Griffin Jax to Emilio Pagan to Caleb Thielbar. They pitched 5 innings combined, just 2 hits given up, and they had 5 strikeouts combined, no runs. Hitting-wise, the Yankees had 4 total hits in the game, 2 for Hicks, 1 for Donaldson, and a double for Higgy. The lone run was scored on a DJ sac fly. Bigger story, though, the Yankees grounded into 4 double plays, including one by Torres with the bases loaded, and we left 12 runners on base in the game. Just couldn't capitalize on opportunities.
It's just one of those days, some hits are not going to go your way.
Yeah.
That's part of baseball.
They looked locked in during the game. They couldn't cash in with runners in scoring position. That's what it came down to.
Absolutely
not. For Minnesota, they had 11 hits in the game, left 14 on base, so it could have been way more if you think about it. It was very similar.
Definitely, yeah.
They had 2 runs from the 4th through the 7th, or 2 runs in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. 4 innings in a row. Buxton went 2 for 4 with a solo shot off of Nestor. Correa went 1 for 3 in his COVID return. Urshela went 2 for 4. Jose Miranda went 3 for 4, and Ryan Jeffers went 1 for 4 with a solo shot also off of Nestor. But yeah, I don't really have too much to say on game 2.
I think it was just a hard loss to take, but it's a loss you're going to experience nonetheless, even if you're the best team in all of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, these games are going to happen. I don't think the Yankees played utterly terrible.
No.
I think a lot of things just
didn't go their way.
Yeah. Didn't capitalize in big moments, didn't make defensive plays when we needed to make defensive plays, and didn't get RBIs when we needed to. I will say, though, that was Hicks' best game of the year.
It was.
Until last night, but...
Yeah. Is he back?
Let's not go there quite yet. We ripped on Hicks last game.
Yeah.
But he went 2 for 3 in the night, scored the only run for the team, and he had that incredible throw from left field.
Yeah.
Gunned the guy out at the plate. He looked like prime Hicks. The past 2 games of the series, and we'll talk about that in a second.
2018-2019 Hicks. The guy that we gave
in Minnesota, ironically.
Yeah, ironically, the team that he's facing. The guy that we gave the contract to. So
he's played up to the money the past 2 games. We'll see if he can continue it against Chicago and New York.
Yes.
Tonight. But yeah, moving on to the final game of the series, an absolute thriller. Ooh. We said this last week that was game of the year, but my opinion, this was game of the year.
Ooh, really?
Yes, this is my game of the year so far because it's against a better team.
I think the Angels was more interesting just because it was Shohei, it was Mike Trout in the 9th inning nonetheless too, and Rizzo getting the single. But yeah, I say this is definitely a good candidate for this year. It's tough.
That is a tough call, but I think I'm leaning more towards this game just because of the comeback too.
I don't blame him. Yeah.
Anyways, starting pitching wise, not great.
Again,
3 in a row. Bad starts for the Yankees, but again, it's bound to happen. Garrett Cole did not have his stuff. He was leaving everything down the middle. 2.1 innings, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. 7th time in MLB history, a starting pitcher opened a game with back-to-back jacks. Pitched 4. Gave up 3 solo shots to Arias, Buxton, and Correa on 4 pitches. Gave up 5 home runs total in the game. That's a career high.
Yeah.
For Garrett Cole.
Yes.
Flip side, Dylan Bundy pitched 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned, 1 walk, and a strikeout. Didn't really do too great. honestly.
Yeah, Dylan Bundy, the former Orioles pitcher, the former first rounder too.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was a high prospect at one point.
He was a really high prospect.
Not a hard thrower. He has a lot of movement.
A lot of movement, but he didn't really pan out for the Orioles. No. Like, he was okay, but for a guy that was spent 4th overall, a little underwhelming.
Definitely. For the Yankees, our bullpen.
The tale of two pitching.
The five-headed monster of Litke, Castro, Wandy, Michael King, and Clay Holmes. They gave up 1 hit after Cole was taken out in the 3rd inning.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, if you're not giving up any more than 1 hit, you didn't give up a run either. Only walked, 2 guys and struck out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Unbelievable.
From the 3rd to the end of the game.
And we've been praising about the rotation doing their job and all that. Now it's just flipped over.
It's flipped over because the bullpen was rough while the starting rotation was good, and now it's
the complete opposite. Now it's just like the bullpen does their job to hold their own.
Yeah, absolutely. This whole year, no one's been on the slump at the same time. That's why we've been so dominant. When one guy starts to slump, some other guy's like, oh, I'm going to have the hot bat or the hot arm.
King, Castro, they're coming back to what they were in the beginning of the seasons. I mean, you know what to expect from my homie.
Castro's been kind of consistent this year, though. I'd say he's one of the more underrated guys right there.
I think so,
Wandy
too.
Peralta.
Oh man, like I think Castro, we praised him about his sinker and all
That's
that.
True.
But like for a guy that was at like 4.5 ERA, he was pretty solid up to that point in the beginning of the season. But I think he had a great game.
Definitely
great game, great bounce back game too.
Yeah. For the Twins bullpen, flip side.
Absolutely flip side.
9 hits, 6 runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts from Jarrell Cotton to Joe Smith to Yohan Duran, Giovanni Moran, and Yennier Cano. I hope I pronounced all those names right.
I think you nailed it.
All right, moving on hitting-wise is where it gets exciting. Every Yankee except for IKF contributed with a hit. 14 hits, 5 walks, 45 plate appearances in the game. Player of the game, Joey Gallo. 2 for 5, 2 baseball. Homers. But he had 3 Ks along with it. But that's Joey Gallo. That's what we brought him here to do. Hit home run, strike out.
Get on base, played phenomenal defense, gunned guys down at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hit a couple of moonshots to right field. One was a 2-run, one was a solo. Also in that game, DJ LeMahieu went 2 for 5 with a single. He homered in the 5th inning to put us down 2.
Another milestone achieved for DJ. 100th career
home run. Yeah. That's crazy to think about, too. 1,500 hits around the same time, 100 career home runs. That's a wild ratio.
1 series, man.
Yep.
Good for DJ.
Absolutely. Also in the game, Anthony Rizzo, 2 for 4 with a walk, 2 singles. He had a go-ahead RBI single, right?
Yes.
Go-ahead RBI single in the 6th or the 7th?
I think it was the 7th inning.
I think it was the 7th inning because in the 6th inning, Aaron Hicks might be starting to come back. I don't know. Yeah. 2 for 5. He had a 2-run home run, which he absolutely crushed off of Joe Smith. The underarm thrower.
He was batting 180 at one point, literally a week ago. Now he's batting 238. And his on-base percentage, just the reason why we gave him that contract, 358.
I'm still talking crap about Hicks because he's not been there this season.
No.
But at the same time, how mad can we really be? We're 42-15 or whatever. What is our record?
41-15.
41-15. Can you really yell at anybody right now?
No. If you're the best team in baseball, why? We shouldn't be complaining. We should be grateful, honestly.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one thing to be like, yes, Hicks has underperformed. Gallo has underperformed for sure.
Yeah.
Higashioka has been disappointing after a monstrous spring training.
But we can make up the difference.
Absolutely, we can make up the difference. I think I've been seeing so much on Twitter, on Yankee fan pages and stuff like that, where
don't follow those idiots on
the
Twitter.
Fans are screaming for us to release Hicks or cut Gallo or trade him. It's like
that's classic Yankee.
Why? How much better do you want to do than 41-15? You can't do much better than that. It's impossible. I feel like.
I know it's utterly insane.
Who do you want to bring in?
Who?
Name one guy. Not only that, but what are you gonna get for Hicks and Gallo?
Scraps on the dollar.
Yeah, get less than what you got for what's his face?
Oh,
David McKay.
McKay for $1.
We'll get 50 cents for Hicks and Gallo. But this game, they were the MVPs.
Ironically enough, the guys that have been the most underperforming for us were the MVPs.
Absolutely wild.
Great for them. They need that recognition. They need a good bounce back.
Definitely.
After a very, very rough start to their 2022 campaign.
100%. Minnesota hitting-wise, they had a monstrous offensive start to the game.
Byron Buxton, man.
Buxton went 2 for 4. He had 2 home runs, both off of Garrett Cole. Carlos Correa went 2 for 4 with a homer off of Cole. Luis Arias with a 1 for 4 day homer off of Cole.
A rare homer, too.
And then Trevor Lenark, 1 for 4 home run off of... who was it again? Cole. 5 home runs off of Cole. But after that...
Ice cold.
Ice cold. I mean, it almost seems like the Twins, like... All they did for the scouting report was be like, all right, how do we beat Garrett Cole? How do we beat Garrett Cole? They did it in 2.1 innings, and then they didn't know what the fuck to do after that point. It's like they didn't know who any of the other Yankee pitchers coming in were.
They're like, oh my God, we're on top of Cole's game. And then who came in after him? Leadich?
Licky.
Yeah.
Licky came in and looked like a Cy Young candidate.
Yeah, I know. It's like, wait, what? Licky, the guy that's like pitching 450 for us, the guy that's been struggling.
Well, not only that, but how do you go from locked in against arguably one of the best starting pitchers in the league to like getting shut down by Licky? I mean, Clay Holmes, I understand, but
Clay Holmes
get shut down by Licky, Castro, Wandy, Mike King, and Clay Holmes. Like, I know they're great. I don't want to discredit the Yankee bullpen, but
they haven't really outside of like a couple of guys like Wandy and Holmes and a bunch of other guys as well. I mean, Licky, that's not a guy you want to get shut out to.
He is. I get so pissed off every time they call to the bullpen and I see his face walking out.
I'm like, all right, well,
I'm like, Jesus, Licky.
Time to grab a beer.
No, every time he comes in, I'm like, why is he here? And JP Sears is down in AAA.
I know.
Comes in and does this. I guess that's why he's here. Sometimes he has great games. I don't know what to say.
It's weird. That's how baseball is.
Yeah.
There's really no explanation behind it.
A couple of great stats after the win. It was our 16th rally win of the season. You love to see the fight in the team.
Of the season, man.
In our 9th game, scoring 10 or more runs. I mean, this is unheard of from our team last year. That might tie what we did last year. Our offense was awful last season.
We're untouchable right now. Yep, it's weird. It's like a completely different season this year. Between 2021, it looked like the mentality and like the presence.
Yeah,
it was It was completely different. It was like
absolutely
they doubt themselves and they they didn't feel that 2021 team. There were no confidence.
No,
there was no confidence.
Zero.
When they went to when they went to Fenway. In that 2021,
they were not ready for it.
Yeah, Cole looked. Granted that he was injured, but that team was not ready to play.
No.
This team is ready to play.
Yep. I think they're only going to get better as the season goes on. I mean, I don't see the record getting better, but I see other guys starting to adapt and get better. I really do.
Without a doubt, and it's already been happening.
I mean, there are a lot of guys that are still struggling, and we're 41-15. I mean,
yeah.
Judge has been pretty much carrying the team, but outside of him, no one's been consistent at the plate. No one's over 280 batting average outside of Judge. I don't think.
No, maybe unless if we're talking about
Trevino actually might.
Trevino is 289. Well, he was 289. Now he's back to 275 or something like that. But even then, that's crazy to think about because when you think about a great hitting team, you think of 3 guys, let's say for instance the Atlanta Braves teams with Chipper and Andrew Jones and all those guys. You think of guys like that hit 290, 300.
Yeah,
completely different here.
Completely different. I think you never know who's going to show up, but a lot of guys will have a 1 for 4 night. But if you have a 1 for 4 night with a solo home run every single game, your batting average is going to be 250.
And that's fine.
Absolutely. I mean,
if you're producing runs, that's what matters in the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the past 2 series were amazing. I mean, 5-1 across those series, 41-15 on the year. I'm going to keep saying that number because it's incredible.
Utterly insane.
I cannot believe it. This was better than our last series week in review.
Yeah.
The games against Tampa kind of sucked. We swept the Angels. We swept the Tigers.
Even though the Angels are in a 14-game losing streak right now.
Actually, they won last night.
Wow. They
snapped a 14-game losing streak.
By the way, franchise record for them.
Yeah. It's not good.
No. Well, yeah, somebody had to go. Joe Madden was the guy.
Yep. And that was very upsetting to see because I thought that the Angels were going to be much better this year. But again, no matter who they add, it just seems like they're going to be terrible. Like,
They're cursed.
They got to be cursed.
They got to be cursed.
I think they got to trade Trout. Like, I think Trout's the best player in baseball. But maybe it is Trout. You don't know.
No, I don't know, man.
I'm saying.
I think you're picking straws here at this point, bro.
No. So here's why I say that. Not because.
No, he's not a bad. It's not like. It's not.
Trout's the greatest player in the league right now, even though he struggled.
Best player in his generation, without a doubt.
Since he's been here, he's been the best player pretty much consistently. I just think that might not be what the Angels need right now. I think they need to trade him for prospects and start over.
Blow it up. Yeah, because it's clearly not working. They've been doing this for how many seasons? 9, 8 seasons now?
Yeah. Since
they brought in Pujols?
Now, here's a question. And it's towards the end of the podcast. It's going to be one of the last things we talk about. And I actually brought this for you, and I wanted to surprise you with it. It involves Mike Trout.
Okay.
So Dominguez is on the table.
Okay.
Also added to the table Anthony Volpe and 3 other prospects. Send to the Angels. Bring in Mike Trout. Are you doing it right now?
Oh.
With the way that our season has gone.
Oh.
You're
paying a lot of money, man.
It is Mike Trout. We're a large market, but it's Mike Trout who's still only 30 years old. He's proven himself, and he's never had a protected lineup.
If you could eat up the Hicks contract, which I think they would, I say yes.
You trade Volpe and Dominguez?
Yeah, go all in, double down.
I think you bring in Trout. Like, this is, I mean,
would it happen? No.
Probably not. Although at this point, after losing 14 games and cutting the coach, like, you really don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe,
yeah.
But think of the possibilities. Bring fucking Mike Trout to New York now?
Man, you know how many jerseys would sell if he landed in New York?
I'd buy a jersey as soon as he
landed
my
in New York.
Are you kidding?
I'm framing that crap.
I'm buying 2. One for my wall and one for my back.
Yeah. Gotta, man. How do you not?
I mean, that would be absolutely incredible. But one can only fantasize as a fan. That's the beauty of sports, man. You gotta love it.
That's like the Yankees' wet dream right there. Is Mike Trout in the Bronx.
And he would love it. He's a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Grew up a Yankee fan. Grew up in New Jersey.
Who wasn't a Yankee fan?
That's true.
Great.
Everyone that comes here, I was a Yankee fan growing up. Like, I wonder if they are paying guys to say that. Like, it's Disney World. Like, I'm going to Disney World. Oh, I was a Yankee fan growing up. Like, it's like the same sort of thing.
Like, every time. Hey, Cole. Who you? Oh, Yankee. Oh, yeah. Sorry, you got the sign.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm certain that's just some random kid at this point. Like
Trevino, Hick. Well, yeah. Who?
IKF.
IKF was a Yankee fan.
Velasquez apparently grew up in the Bronx, which I know he did, but
I know. It's like, yeah, I was like, what, 3 hours away from the Bronx, but I still the Bronx nonetheless.
Really?
I was in New York.
Anthony Rizzo.
Yeah.
Really, the only one that I can't think of is Judge, but he grew up a Giants fan. He's admitted that.
Yeah, he
just loves playing in New York.
Yeah, he's from California, right? Like Northern California. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Whoa, 108 on the recording. We should probably wrap this thing up.
We had fun, though.
Oh, we definitely had fun. This was a great episode.
Time flies when you have fun talking about your favorite team.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love all you Yankee fans out there. Continue to be positive.
Some of you are crazy, though.
Some of you are friggin' wild. But I would love to hear your wild comments down in the comment section. We do respond to all comments. Ask us questions down below. Suggest different things that we should talk about. We can make side podcasts if there's enough on a topic. Right now we're just kind of doing the weekend reviews, but we're definitely open to talk about more things.
Open as a book.
Absolutely. Guys, this has been weekend review number 3 of the French-Hoock Connection. I am Frenchy. With me is Andrew Hook. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
See you guys.